Beginning. In the distance, thunder growls, long and low and not giving up. Reminds me of my stomach pre-breakfast. I test the air. Weird. Something isn't right. Julia! It's George rushing over. Hurry up, you need to get inside. George has an odd scent, like he's on guard. I've only smelled it a few times on him. I look up. The clouds have turned strange shades of green and yellow and gray, clustered together like rows of fat marshmallows. It's so ugly that it's beautiful. I can't stop looking. The air goes still like a cat before it leaps on its prey. Kenyani and Ivan and Kudzu are racing towards the gorilla villa. A fat raindrop hits my nose. It tastes wrong. How can rain taste dangerous? People are yelling, running, opening umbrellas, covering their heads with maps of the park. More drops. At the far end of the field, I can just make out a Kello herding Ruby along. Another drop, a dry one, like a pebble. Hail, George says. Julia, now. He grabs her hand. Rumbling, the sky boils and swirls. Bob, Julia calls, come. I move to leap off my perch, to run to Julia. I've done it 1,000 times, but this time I lose my footing. I never slip. I am as nimble as Nutwit. But the rain, the hail. I let out a yelp as I land on Ivan's side of the wall, splat in the mud. Bob, Julia screams. He'll be okay, George says. I can smell Julia's fear and George's doubt as he drags her away. Torn apart. Noise. It's all noise. Noise that hurts. Noise like a massive truck bearing down on us. The power of its engine, the inescapable wheels, the relentless roar. Nothing to see. Nothing even to smell. Just the terrible sound of the world disintegrating. No way. I'm flying. Airborne. Not far, just into the nearby giraffe domain. Not high, just enough to buzz the tops of the trees. Not long, just long enough to stop breathing, but I fly. I'm not alone. Half the world seems airborne. Trees, boards, bicycles, chunks of roofs, umbrellas, chairs, bits and pieces of life. It all levitates past like some horrible magic trick. Something hits my head. A toy truck, maybe? And I yelp in pain. And I'm terrified, so scared I pee myself. And I'll be the first to admit it. You try it and see how your dry underwear stays. But still, I fly. Not like in a box, the box with my brothers and sisters. Not like with the owl. This is different. This is me, Bob the dog, spending a moment as Bob the bird. Landing. It's over. I land, hard on my rear and slide to stop directly underneath Stretch, the oldest giraffe in the place. The road, and by now I've realized we're talking a real live tornado, vanishes as quickly as it came, leaving a vacuum. A silence that hurts even more than the noise. Bad dog. And this is why I'm a bad dog. Not bad dog like I chewed your favorite slippers. Bad dog like I'm not a good representative of my species, of any species. I don't think Ivan, Ruby, Julia, are they all right? I've got to find them. That's what a hero dog would do. One of those guys on Man's Best Friend show. Hero dogs dash into the flames and dig into the rubble. Hero dogs are fearless. Nope, not my style. What do? Bob, untamed, undaunted? I howl like a newborn puppy. Honest. I'm not hurt. Banged up a little, sure, but nothing major. I don't howl for long, but it's what I do. Like I said, I ain't a saint, but at least I'm honest about my failings. Stretch. Slowly, with some difficulty, Stretch peers down between his two front legs. His body partially shelters me from the rain. A piece of canvas has draped itself around his neck, like an ugly scarf. I swallow my howls. We look at each other, too stunned to form actual words. Finally, Stretch clears his throat. Hello, he says in a strangely calm voice. What kind of animal might you be if you don't mind my asking? Dog. Didn't think you guys flew. We don't, as a rule. I pick myself up, move out from under Stretch, and take in my surroundings. The pelting rain has slowed some, and the wind has dulled. What was that? Stretch asks, trying and failing to yank the canvas off his impressive neck. Tornado, I think. I've seen tornadoes on the Weather Channel. They've looked like water swirling down a drain. If the water were black and full of trucks and trees, they looked like death. I gaze up at him. I have to crane my neck. Are you okay? Yep, says Stretch, but from what I can see, a lot of other folks aren't. Aardvarks. Across the way, I hear something, a small squeak. Who lives over there? I ask Stretch. The Aardvark family, he replies. Lovely neighbors. Carefully, I venture across Stretch's domain. The sky is dark as dusk. I hear a flutter of wings overhead. It's Mitch the Mockingbird. He's missing some feathers. Bob, he calls, settling on a fence post. Was that you I saw up there? Yep, how are things looking? Not good. Lot of damage. Well, take care of yourself, I say. Likewise. He pauses to straighten a wayward feather. Little hint, by the way, next time you fly, try flapping your paws. I make my way over a broken wooden barrier, tiptoe over some scattered glass and twisted metal, cross the paved path, and arrive at the aardvarks. More sounds. They're coming from what looks like a demolished keeper's shed. I hesitate, not sure what to do. It's a big mess, and I'm a small guy. Also, my head hurts. I feel dazed, fuzzy. My ears are ringing. I yank off some small stray boards with my mouth. For the record, small stray boards have small stray nails in them. Underneath the boards are three shivering aardvarks, two babies and a mom. They're strange looking, I gotta say, with their long, piggy snouts and bunny ears. You good? I ask. What was that? The mother manages to ask. Some seriously bad weather. Is it over? I consult the wind. I doubt it. You think everybody's okay? She asks. Dunno. Sure hope so. And then it hits me. Ivan, Ruby, Julia, George. Look, I gotta go, I say in a strangled voice. Any part of your indoor den survive? She nods. Think so. Go there and lie low. Where's Pedro? The littlest aardvark asks. I feel my head with a front paw. A nice bump is forming. Who's Pedro? Our keeper. He'll come, I promise. Are you sure? The baby asks. I'm sure, I say, but of course I'm lying. Sounds. The eerie quiet doesn't last. Before long, the squeals and shrieks and brays and squawks of the animal kingdom crowd the air. Terror, confusion, pain. From far off comes the wailing of sirens. Car alarms blare from the parking lot. Now and then people shout. Cries for help translate into any language, human or animal, fish or fowl. Never want to hear those again. Never, ever. Smells. And the smells, like I said, feelings have a scent. I figured I'd smell pretty much everything there was to inhale in this big old world, but the smell of sheer terror, of hopelessness, of blood, of broken bones, of torn wings, well, turns out there are a whole lot of smells I've never encountered. Didn't know how lucky I've been. Surveying the damage. I pick my way past the devastation. The tornado has left a random path of misery. The African aviary is gone, simply gone. The kids' farm nearby, untouched, although there are some very flustered chickens clucking like all get out from the safety of their henhouse. I see few people, hopefully a lot of potential visitors were scared off by the threatening weather. It looks like some of the animals listened to their early warning systems, those little voices inside telling them something bad was coming their way. Quite a few seem to have taken cover before the brunt of the storm. Wish I'd paid more attention to my own internal weatherman. I pass the penguin viewing window, the one that allows visitors to watch their graceful swimming. Several penguins are underwater, swooping and swiveling. Joe, Jim, I call, and they both swim over. Bert okay? I ask. Baby Bert pops his little head out of the water. Hey, Bob, did you know we're having a storm? Yeah, I noticed. All good here, Bob, Joe says. You? Yep, took a little flight, though. Daddy, says Bert, can I fly? In the air? Nope, says Joe. You fly underwater. You're a penguin. Bob flew, and he's a dog. Bob is a very special dog, says Joe, and he gives me a look, a grown-up, just between us look, that says, we're all right, but what about the others?